Question 1066. Would you rather take an arrow to the eye, leaving you half blind, or an arrow to the knee, leaving you crippled?
Knee.
I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Exactly.
Very good.
I don't think it's very likely that you could take an arrow to the eye and not have it pretty much pierce the orbital socket and go through the brain.
No, because you can go down. Arrow comes down like that. Down there, no problem.
It is possible, but highly unlikely, I would say.
It happens in the question. Otherwise, it would make the eye. No one would want it. The question, as I originally wrote it, was: would you rather take an arrow to the eye and die, or take an arrow to the knee and leave you crippled? And no one would have picked the eye.
And yeah, but we could still die of infection of either.
Why even bother with the arrow? Why not just ask, would you rather be half blind or half crippled?
I do like
because it's question 1066.
In 1066, you could have died from an infection based on a bug bite.
The arrow to the eye thing just makes me think of the video game Medieval.
And we don't know if Harold actually died from the arrow to the eye.
No, I know we don't.
Yeah. Even in the Bayeux Tapestry, he may have been the man cut down by the guy on.
Yes, the name is under it. I'm well aware of
there's
I take in my hands the land of England. It was like the best PR stunt in history.
Sir Daniel Fortescue from Medieval, the video game, died from an arrow to the eye.
Uh-huh.
You see, Julie, you just brought up an interesting point. I've always wondered why England never refers to its citizens never refer to themselves as Ings.
I
want to know why the Israelis never refer to themselves as Israelites.
That people from England are Ings, E-N-Gs?
Angles.
Angles.
Oh, yeah. English comes from Angles, as in Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah. Well, Angles.
But the Saxons invaded. I know. They invaded.
Spell it that way? If that was true, wouldn't they spell it that way?
Because language is a living thing and it changes. In fact, 1060. The reason I know so much about the Battle of Hastings is because that's when William the Conqueror came over, and that's when French was introduced into Middle English, and that's when it went from being that's when into Old English, and that's it went from being Old English to Middle English. Yes. And that's very important because that's what makes English such a complicated language, because it was like a Germanic dialect before, and then it got the Latinate French put in. And
I only know one expression in Old English, which is which means fate is all, which is we'd be full aids, which is
nice.
That's English. Now which is almost, again, Old English is almost a cross between, it's more Germanic, but it's got a slight Gallic tint to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I could talk about this all day, so
so it's pretty much just the language of mutts.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like most languages.
Most languages, I was going to say.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that we ended up with 2 words for lots of things.
Yeah,
so we have lamb and mutton. Because we have
it's an extremely versatile language.
And one from the other. Where did the Battle of Hastings take place? Not Jeff.
Battle.
How is that not Jeff?
On a beach. On a beach.
I got in there before you bloody said it. Okay.
I'm guessing Hastings.
Yeah, Hastings, I'm guessing.
No.
Damn it. All right, a beach. I know they landed there. They landed on a beach.
It was a place called Battle.
Yeah.
It was the Battle of Battle.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was named after it. To be fair. There's a place there called Battle Abbey.
Yeah, that's wow. That's a great.
Let me just catch up on the chat. We're like 3 pages behind. I'm on a What?
And it was the last time that the UK or Britannia had been invaded by a foreign force, except for maybe COVID.
Actually, technically, the United States has actually landed foreign troops on English soil.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, as an invading army, or as
more raids during. It was either the War of Independence or the 1812 War, but
Not
Americans
Oh,
were
right.
landed.
Really?
Skirmishes.
And there have been. There was the invasion. There was obviously the Dutch invasion of Britain, in which led to William of Orange being crowned. There was. Oh damn it! Because there was a French invasion around King John's time, because we actually had a King Louis
Successful
for about a year, and then he decided to go back home, and it was kind of agreed that he never was really king. But technically, we had a King Louis of England for a year.
Right, let me catch up with the chat. Harmonica Man, knee, and knee.
King Louis always sounds like a gangster out of New Orleans.
No. Gary, knee. Loyal, critical, I'm already blind in one eye. Brainbug, knee.
Oh.
Stool, I will waft the arrow away with my spatula hand. Sirius.
Well, I could answer that.
Stool's here, huh?
Bear in mind my previous, so should we say, belief system.
Uh-huh.
That I believe that I could say I sacrificed my eye for knowledge.
Yes. Sammy says knee.
Just like Odin.
There you go. Most arrows would be on a downward trajectory, so they would survive them.
Well, I suppose with the massive arrows going off at once, there's a chance for deflection that would.
Well, the English longbow was
like a rocket
devastating,
from the
though.
sky.
That was devastating military technology for the time.
Yeah, I to be honest, the area you're talking about is a little bit before the longbow is. You probably understand it. I mean, there were arrows.
Wait. Did you know that the later Roman soldiers had lawn darts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That they all threw up.
Lawn darts.
So they weren't lawn darts, but they looked like lawn darts.
No, weren't they spears?
They had
They
something.
were they're like this long.
I thought you said long dongs, and I'm trying.
No, they were like darts.
If they had to build like
With
a
the metal
compartment.
spike on the end.
in the armor.
They did.
And they threw them up. And like the second and third row would throw them up, and they come down on the advancing army. So they had to choose between shielding from above, which would leave you open to the first row from underneath, or shielding from the front. It was quite no idea how effective they are.
It was called the Plumbata, I believe it was called.
I can't remember.
Wow.
Long
Yeah.
darts.
Jenny, the guys are oblivious.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
But the classical era that most people refer to, they had something called the pilum, which was like a javelin.
Yeah.
Wow, they're still talking about phallic-shaped weapons, so this could go on for a while.
I'm amused.
Do each of you own a codpiece?
No.
No.
And why not?
I have a
Why would
sporran.
you?
I'm trying to this is the problem, Dave.
Get educational. We're not allowed to. I told you.
Educational on this show, and we should know better, boy.
Right. Okay. Most
You know, when you
arrows
start
in.
talking history, I can go off on one.
Yes. I
I get off on history too, Jeff. It's okay.
I was told off about putting a question in. Okay. No one else in the panel will know absolutely anything about this question apart from Jeff.
I make history, but I get off.
Julie seems to know a lot about it.
Yeah, let's find out.
I can't remember what the question was.
The Battle of Hastings. Yeah.
No. It wasn't the question.
That's
It wasn't
because I
this question.
taught English. That's the only reason I know
It
that.
wasn't this
okay,
question.
Anything
one
about that.
question. I'm going to say the I. And Dave, what was your answer?
We haven't finished the chat. We're like pages behind on the chat. You wouldn't let me finish.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hanging with John Wilde is I. Loyal, the I. As long as they can have their blind eye already. Then they're arguing what the Brits are called. Loyal's family, that's fine. Mathpick shouts at me. Ilya says half blind. I mean, I kind of already am anyway. Am I going to skip
Now,
over
half
everything?
blind, does
No,
that
they're
mean one eye doesn't work of the pair?
Yes.
Or that both of them are reduced 50% in effectiveness?
That's a fair question because I'm legally blind.
Are you?
Yes, without my glasses, I have
Yeah,
20/1600 vision.
And how would you deal with just one eye as
I
well?
was too.
With just one, I would still be legally blind.
Well,
I would
yes.
just have no depth perception.
I hope you get cataracts then.
Why?
Oh, that's not nice.
Because
Charming.
when you
No,
I know, but when you get
she's
cataracts
right.
and they replace them, they can put different lenses in there and correct your vision.
Yeah, but then I have to go through
I went from legally blind without my glasses to being able to drive without my glasses.
Yeah. So did my mom because she had corneocosis, but yeah.
I may as well be.
It was really cool. I was very happy for it.
If I lose sight as a result of the arrow of the eye, do I get a nice cute guide dog?
You don't. You only lose sight of one eye.
I really wanted to hear what Granny was trying to say.
I was trying to say that Jenny's right. I've had cataract surgery in both eyes, and I can see so much better. I only need my glasses to be able to read things that are small, like the chat. If I wasn't wanting to read the chat, I wouldn't even need the glasses.
How long ago did you have your surgery?
I had the first eye about 3 years ago, and I had the second eye about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. Cool. They actually gave me a choice of how I wanted the lenses to work, what range I wanted.
How you wanted them to work. I want bionic ones that zoom.
That would be amazing. I need that. I need that in my art because, like, I need my glasses typically to see far away, but I've gotten to where I need to take my glasses off to be able to see like the finer details for when I'm doing art, and it annoys the shit out of me.
Where's it go there? Granny, what's your answer?
The knee.
The knee. Seraphine.
Knee.
Very good. If I get to pick the knee, I'll go with the knee. I've been no worse off.
Well, Dave, you know what, Dave, if the arrow comes your direction, it's going to hit your ball.
I will throw myself in front of it.
Might be okay.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.